Hey HCDA and welcome back to Distant Worlds. Today we are going to try and take out our purple neighbor over here and try to basically get as many of those colonies going as we can. In the meanwhile, we're also trying to take out the pink, this one, the specific pink enemy, because apparently we have a ton of those. We are going to take those out, and if we do our job well, we should have a pretty consolidated area over here, and then pretty much the top third of the galaxy should be ours, and that should pretty much mean we kind of win the game at that point, but not really win the game because of course we will have to check some more boxes. However, we're not doing bad at all. We are already halfway through the threshold of winning the game. So all in all, this shouldn't take too long. I feel pretty good about where we stand, and yeah, let's take it from there. Now, couple of things that we need to do before that. We need to make sure our fleet's in position, so I've done most of that. And what else? What else? Oh yeah, actually research. So we're still researching all of those things I showed you at the end of the last episode. I also queued up a couple of things. So I queued up the Death Ray, or actually the Super Array. It's the Death Ray. We're going to call it that because that's what the weapon is called. Also queued up the Super Drive, and I queued up the Super Armor. And as you can see, these don't actually take all that long to research, just a few years. Should be done by the end of the war. And these are like the higher end type of research things that we can do. So why not? I figured if we're done with everything else, why not skip to the good stuff? So just so you know, we have super stuff coming in. Yeah, let me get the fleets in position and let's wage some war. Alright, so we are here on the diplomacy screen, and Zara Skindayer Kingdom. Can we talk to you for a moment? Hey, hello, how are you doing? Just making sure this is actually the correct empire. Yes, it is. Yeah, we are quite troublesome, and in fact, I actually want to say, hey, let's declare war, and you get furious with me. I don't understand. Why is that? We are coming to liberate you. I mean, we're nice people. We have good intentions. No, we don't have good intentions, but we're nice people. I mean, we have that going for us. That should count for something, right? So we actually, they actually have another colony here now, or one too many, you could say. We are going to send this first strike force over here and to this one. This is the third strike, not the first, it's the third. And we are going to prepare and probably bombard. Let's just start with blockading first, actually. There we go. There we go. Oh wow, this is actually, this because of the location. I was about to say this is a really long way to get there. There we go. And then where's the other one? Is this one? The size of the circle where you can actually jump now is so large. Actually, I sometimes think that it's not on the screen. Well, it is. It's just off the screen, so large as it is. All right. Similarly, you go and blockade. Let's go with blockade. Now, the reason I'm going with blockade first is because that will allow me to kind of take out some of these ships around, and once I feel comfortable that we're in a good position to attack without losing too many troops, then that is exactly what I will do. Now, I'm going to switch for a moment to the attack fleets. Now, this is our super large fleet. This is going to go for the home planet over here. It's this one, right? Yep. So similarly, we are going to do the exact same thing here. We are going to blockade this and do it like that. Now we have another second pretty large fleet. What did I had in mind to do with that? I almost forgot. We have pretty huge colony over here. What I think we should do is we are going to send this fleet over. These are not too impressive, so we are going to send this fleet over here. Let's just go straight for the largest colonies and make sure we get those under our belts and go and blockade here. And then we go back to our raid fleets, and then I want one of the larger ones. That is probably going to be this one. And you are actually going to go and blockade this one. This one is actually the one that we want to blockade. Nope. All fleets, where are you? Is this the Firmus system? Yes, it is. Because it's now attacking the planet. I don't necessarily want you to attack. I want you to blockade. There we go. Alright, so now we have that done. Let's go back to the inactive raid fleets. We actually have so many fleets now, it's a little bit of a chore to make sure we are tracking what we are doing with which one. This is a fairly small colony, this one is slightly larger. So let's send this fleet over here. Oh, they actually have 2 different planets here. Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine, we can take 2, there's no problem with that. You go there, and then this last one. We could consider just taking 2 planets at the same time. That might actually be the safer thing, because we are probably going to be counterattacked somewhere here as well. Either that, or we can just push through. Let's just take 2 planets first. There's actually a fleet over here as well, which, to be honest, is not the smallest fleet around. So in that case, yes, let's actually do exactly what I just thought and go do and locate this one. All right, let's see how horrible this will go or not. We have pretty large fleets. To be honest, I'm quite impressed by the size of their fleets. But yeah, let's see how we are doing. We are going to set this back to manual. We do need to kind of monitor where those fleets of theirs are going, because of course we want to avoid getting into any issues with that. They might decide to counterattack. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, I think, but yeah, still need to keep an eye on that and see how this goes. All right. What we're actually going to do is we are going to see what happens in this main system. So let's skip ahead to that. Okay, and our main fleet is now at the enemy's capital. We are currently shooting everything around the capital out of the air, so that's a really good thing. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at what our other fleets are doing. Have they already arrived? Those fleets are still on their way to the smaller planets. These fleets are actually already here. These are the smaller fleets. How are we doing? We have only a defense strength of 600 here. Which fleet is it that we have over here? It's the 5th Strike Force. Let me make sure we get those here. It's the 5th Strike Force, yep. Okay, how much power do you guys have? 3k versus what was this? A lot less. I think we can safely say go and attack this. Attack, there we go. Okay. That's one planet. We actually have the other planet as well. Where's our second fleet? We should have another fleet coming in this direction, right? Strike Force. Strike Force. By the way, I also queued up a few more attack fleets, because why not? We have so much money, we have so much income as well. I figured, why not? Oh, these guys actually had to come from a long way away. I am not entirely sure what happened over there, so I might have assigned the wrong fleet there. Well, we'll just have to deal with it, I suppose. How is our fleet doing around the capital? Because, of course, this is our main target. We want to make sure we get that. Fleet is doing a pretty good job at harassing everyone who is trying to fight here. We have conquered the first planet, and that's this one, right? Smaller one, yep. That's all nice and dandy. So let's make sure that's the 5th Strike Force, if I remember correctly. Yep. Let's make sure we pick back up our troops. No troops, there we go. And then we might as well just take that one as well. Although we do have that other fleet incoming that can do that for us, but we might as well be a little bit defensive while we're trying to make sure our fleets are getting into position. Once again, how are our other fleets doing? So this fleet is almost there. That will need to take out some of the defenses first. Looking good. So we actually have a little corridor here now. That's pretty nice. How are we doing in terms of getting the space control over here? We still do not have space control, and they have a pretty high defense strength. That's quite annoying, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure why that is. That said, Shouldn't be too much of a problem, I hope. If anything, we can always decide and bombard stuff. Let's see, we are actually, I think, conquering a lot of their ships. The troop transports are being attacked by troop transports, that's interesting. Why is this spaceport still not down? Shouldn't take too long, by the looks of it, but still. Yeah, we should be taking this out really quickly now. Let's help that a little bit, because I do think my fleet is kind of getting distracted every now and then. These are just escorts, so these are actually troop transports. Go and attack that. Attack that troop transport. We don't want our ships to be conquered. That would be a very bad thing, depending on the ship. But still. Yeah, you're not jumping anywhere. You are not going anywhere. Okay, so what else? This is a envoy. That's a what? So why is this spaceport still here? Come on, people. Shoot the spaceport. There we go. There we go. We don't necessarily need the troops, right? Oh, we actually have another one of those. Take down the spaceport. Is this still? Oh, this is actually still being built. That's why it's not blowing up. It's always really annoying when you have ships under construction, because it seems like they're still there, but they're actually not. Well, they're there, but they won't actually blow up for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why that is. It doesn't make too much sense to me, but it makes it really annoying to destroy stuff, considering, yeah, that's not really intuitive how that actually works. Okay, so you guys go and bombard the planet for a while, so we can kind of soften them up. It's the main planet, of course, so that might take a little bit more effort than average. How are we doing over here? So I think we should be taking out a lot of these defenses here as well. How do we have any defense? Not really, to be honest. Which fleet is this? This is the 4th Strike Force, so that should be these guys. I think we should be fine just attacking. Are they now attacking? Yeah, they are. Okay, good. What else? What else? What else? There is still a fleet on its way here. It's taking forever for some reason. Probably one of the slower ships in there. There's freighters stuck in that thing as well. Anyway. We have a fleet over here, which is the 5th Strike Force. Do you actually have your troops back? Yes, you do. You can go and bombard this for a moment. How is this in defense? It's pretty good, actually, so we will need to actually soften those guys up a little bit. How are we doing here? We have a fleet in position here as well, which is, in this case, the what? 3rd Strike Force, which is a little bit annoying to actually find the fleets that I need. Oh, they're actually sorted from highest to lowest to highest. That's not necessarily the way you want to organize these things, I think. You can go in and investigate those. We should be fine here, I think. So what's the defense over here? Like 400. You have way more than that, so go and attack. There we go. So we are invading there now. We're also waging some war over here. Let's see how we're doing. What's the defense strength here? 400. We are blockading pretty effectively, actually. Which one is this? This is the 2nd Strike Force. You guys have way more troops than you actually need to conquer this, so go and do exactly that. Alright, so, zooming in, zooming out. My poor scroll wheel, that's one of the downsides about this game, to be honest. Scrolling. We have taken the colony, thank you. Then what you can actually do, my pretty sweet fleet over here, which was which one? the 4th Strike Force. Fourth. Scroll. Yep. Make sure you load your troops back up. I'm not actually sure. Where did they leave their military? Interesting. We're probably going to find out at some point, but I actually have no idea where they went with their military ships. They had a fleet over here, but not really sure what they did to it. We are bombarding the hell out of their planet. It's just not this planet, it's this one. There we go. And let's see. The defense strength is really not what it used to be. And we did damage the planet to some extent, but to be honest, that's not really a problem. We can rebuild quite easily. We are, however, now going to attack. So, there we go. Okay, so how are we doing here? Is our second fleet over here yet? We do have a fleet here. We actually have 2 fleets here now. We have the 5th Strike Force as well as the 1st. Although the 1st Strike Force apparently decided to jump out. Guys? Not entirely sure what you're doing, but okay. The 5th Strike Force is going to bombard this planet. It's actually already doing that. Now, where did the first one go? It decided to attack... Oh, actually, I assign our raiding force to attack the planet rather than the attack fleet? That's... yeah, you are still bombarding. Okay. You are going to attack. And, yeah, we don't really need the 1st Strike Force to come back here. You can go right back. Zoom. Go back here, and you go attack this one. There you go. Alright. Pause and pause. There we go. How are we doing? Pretty good. We can conquer all of these planets over here, so that means that we need to reload our troops, and we have a 3rd planet over there to conquer. This is the 2nd Strike Force. Where are you, 2nd Strike Force? There you are. Make sure you load your troops. And we are also going to take a look at this fleet over here. Where are you guys going? You're going to attack some random ship. Yeah, fine. I actually want you to make sure you reload troops. Did you already do that? What? Go load your troops anyway. Okay, so looking pretty good. Then let's take a look back. What's happening here at our main system that we want to conquer? How are we doing? I think we just took it over, so that's a really good thing. It's our little planet now. There is actually some defense coming in. Probably not going to be very effective, but we did lose some strength in this victory. We had a 30k fleet, and it's now down to 25k. But that should not be too much of a problem. We are probably going to reload our troops, but I'm inclined to leave some of the troops actually on this planet, just to make sure we don't lose it somewhere along the way. They actually made no war progress whatsoever, and we did. We are just going to guard this planet for a moment over here, because there's so many ships around there. We might as well. Okay, so what else? We actually had this planet over here as well. How are we doing in terms of that? So this has a defense strength of 1300, which is quite a lot, honestly. This is the what? 2nd fleet. That's the large one, right? Yep, that was this one. Shouldn't be too bad to take out, so let's just go and do exactly that. And if we take that one along with those, then we have a nice little triangle of systems here that we've conquered. Going back to this one, this was the 4th Strike Force. 4th Strike Force. You have your ships back, that's really good. You have your troops back as well. Now what we want you to do is probably to go and... I don't know. I'm actually waging war at 2 empires at the same time now, aren't I? No, we're not. But I was pretty sure that some of these colonies were actually tied into the other empire. So why am I not at war with the Xanax domain at the moment? We are actually invading their colonies without declaring war at them. Okay, didn't actually know you could do that. Not actually sure why you can do that, but interesting. We have some angry colonies with us, but other than that, we should be fine. So we're actually invading colonies without actually declaring war on them, and they're not actively fighting back. Interesting. You learn something every day. However, let's see. So the first fleet is over there doing their defending thing. The second fleet is over there doing their attacking thing. We are bombarding things with the strike force. I think by now we can stop the attacking and go invade. There we go. What is everyone else doing? So the second strike force is where? It's over there. And it's doing random stuff, not entirely sure why. So what I want you to do... let me see, the second strike force is... Do we have a strike force over there? Which one is this one? Okay, good. We have more colonies. So these ones, let's make sure you load up some more troops, guys, because you really do not have that many troops. You guys also do not have that many troops. We kind of want to take this small colony here as well. The real question is how many troops do we actually need? Because this is not, well, it's a fairly sizable colony actually. Actually, we don't actually exactly know how much we need to conquer this. The answer is not that much if we just bombard the hell out of it. I mean, that's one way to do that, so I suppose. So what we could actually do is just say, screw it, just go and... No, we don't want you to move there, it's the plan, it's the other one apparently. Okay, go and bombard. And then which was the other strike force? That was this one. I want you to go and prepare an attack. And the reason I'm picking prepare and attack is because they were quite low on fuel. So this will make sure, I hope, that they will either refuel before they go there and then do their thing. Okay, so getting a lot of colonies under our control, going all very well. We actually got some technology as well. Things like super armor and stuff like that. So nice. We like super armor. We are also doing our research. How are we doing on that? Let's check in, by the way. Actually, pretty well. We're getting closer to the super research type of things that we can do. And yeah, we could actually try and push through. Or just like hold our horses for a moment and make sure we don't get overwhelmed by our blitzkrieg type of attack that we're currently doing. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure we get our fleets into position for a moment, and then we'll continue on a little bit further with our war, I believe. Okay, guys, I'm gonna cave. This advisor is still telling me to build ships. I'm not entirely sure why we need 6 exploration ships, but I do like the sound of 8 battleships, 18 cruisers, 13 escorts, and some fuel tankers. So I'm just gonna say build it. Why not? Why not? I mean, we're already building some more fleets, and there's no such thing as having too many ships in your galaxy, or at least not as long as they're your ships. By the way, just as a side note, do you see this sprawling empire of little ships flying around? I mean, just pausing the game for a moment. If we look at our ship overview, the ship designs actually, and we go to the civilian ships, we have a couple of thousand civilian ships flying around. This is only I should actually say all the active designs. As you can see, we have a lot of outdated designs as well, so maybe this is not the best overview, but 1,000 of the light haulers, for example, and then that's just the ones that we actually have active at the moment, and we're still building masses of them more. So anyway, I sent one of my secondary fleet to the capital of the empire we were actually attacking. Hopefully we'll be able to take those out. Right now there's actually a fleet defense force on top of the planet that we just conquered, so that's not necessarily a good thing. Let's see, where is this going? But they don't actually have any troops, so they're not going to take that planet back like that. At least I'm not sure they won't. Meanwhile, I'm also sending some of our fleets to these two locations because we also want to try and take those out. And we are already bombarding now this planet over here. Let's see how that is going for us. An invasion fleet, a sure shield. Yeah, this should be fine. How are you doing? The defense strength is going down pretty quickly, so that's good. I feel kind of bad about this. We are apparently bombarding the ocean. Not entirely sure about that. It's not like aquatic race, is it? Nope. We are also bombarding the hell out of the population, so that's one of the downsides of bombarding. But there's no way we are going to capture this colony with the 3rd Strike Force, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't think we have that many troops with us here. So we do need to take this down. We have a secondary fleet coming in as well, which, to be honest, is actually almost here, I believe. Actually going to refuel at that station. That's interesting, I suppose. It was actually our station, okay. Which fleet was this? 2nd Strike Force. It's actually supposed to go and attack. They have a pretty decent sized troops, so that should be fine, I believe, especially with all the bombarding still going on. I mean, the bombarding takes out population, but it definitely also takes out the defense strength. So as soon as the secondary fleet gets here, we should be fine, and we can kind of have those two fleets attack at the same time. I just shifted the galaxy view a little bit. Confusing myself. We shouldn't do that. Now, how are we doing here on the secondary capital that we were trying to attack? This is where the secondary fleet is. Doing pretty well. How much defense do we have over here? Quite a bit. Defense strength 4,500. But once again, there's a very easy solution to that than just bombard. And we are going to do exactly that. So we we are building a ton of ships at the moment. So what is this? Bombarding? Yeah, we are bombarding. That's fine. That's what we told them to do. Where's this? What's this fleet doing over here? You are just sitting there. You're going to blockade. That's fine. I'm not entirely sure why you're doing that like that, because you still need to go there, but all in all, that should be fine, I believe. Now, how are we doing over here in the meanwhile? You are still refueling, apparently. You must be the laziest fleet in the world. I mean, your target is right around the corner and you're just sitting there. Okay. Maybe we should just go and attack that planet before... I don't know, we bombard the entire planet without actually capturing it. We should make sure we watch for the warning, because we definitely do not want to... we established a new colony as well. Perec 7, isn't Perec the system that we just captured? I think it is. So the AI wasted no time in colonizing our newly conquered system. Interesting. Anyway, the slowest fleet ever is actually going here, and slow is a relative term because of course I am currently playing at 1 speed, and that's the reason I'm doing that, is because it's pretty hard to keep track of what's happening if you have fleets on different sides of the galaxy all engaging in war at the same time. Okay, so now we are about to go and launch troops at this planet. We also whittled down the defenses well enough, I think. So now we can just say stop bombarding and go attack. We're already almost evenly matched, and we have the second fleet coming in. Now hopefully that second fleet is going to land pretty quick. Yeah, there we go. Good. Because otherwise, I was about to say, we are definitely not going to win that battle. Let's see, what else is going on over here? This little colony belongs to this sprawling empire over here. We are getting so many pop-ups of completed ships now, it's kind of ridiculous, but that's what happens when you are building tons of them at the same time. What is this fleet doing? We are actually still bombarding something here? What are we bombarding? Oh, we're actually going to bombard something, but you're still on your way. I was about to say there's nothing there to bombard. We conquered the colony over there. Nice. So this is now ours. It's a little bit annoying that they have control of all these systems just because they have this single colony over there, but okay, okay. What is this invasion fleet doing here? This is not... It's not actually the enemy invasion fleet, is it? This is the other empire. Are they going to try and stab me in the back? Not in the bag. In the back. Varlanar, yeah, this is definitely the Varlanar conformity. So what we are going to do is the following. We have been building some defense fleets, some more fleets. Let's see. We are going to send those fleets to guard some of our colonies over here. So you are going to guard this. And this fleet is going to guard this one. And we had another one, didn't we? Yeah. We're also just going to guard that. Just go and guard. Make sure our backyard is safe while we're trying to take care about these other kind of rebels. I know they're not rebels, but still. Our colonies are actually getting less angry with us. That's good. How is the defense strength here? Okay, we have the second fleet here. Currently bombarding. I think we should be fine just to go and attack now, and let's not ruin the planet too much, because we know we want to make some money off of that. And that doesn't help if it's completely blown to pieces. Something some other countries in this world should maybe think about as well when they're attacking other countries, but let's not go too far into that. Oh, there's actually two of them here. Oh, this is a fleet. It's a pretty big fleet, actually. Interesting. Let's see what's happening over here. This is the first fleet. Oh, there. They're blockading this planet. How much defense does this planet have? 1,000. That should not be a problem. Let's just go and attack that one. And we conquered the main colony of that one. We have easily completely defeated the enemy. Okay, well, to be honest, I mean, we're kind of on a roll. Might as well keep pushing, right? Our war score is interesting. We are invading that colony. Yes, that was the plan. Good. It wasn't the plan to do that with only two. Okay, I was about to say, if we are going to do it like that, that's not gonna work. That is definitely not going to work for us if we don't do it like that. Okay. I don't like how many ships there are over here. I'm not entirely sure why you have so many ships over here. It's defense forces. I mean, our defense forces are just passing by? Or something like that. I mean, I've played Civilization. I know how that works. They are doing everything but passing by. But, yeah. Okay, so we've taken down another colony, so that's good. And to be honest, I think we need to reorganize a little bit before we push on, because we do really need to make sure we're not overextending ourselves. So, hold on. Alright, and we are currently about to conquer what I believe will be the last planet that we're actually going to conquer during this episode, and maybe even during this war, because quite honestly, I'm running out of troops. We conquered the colony, so that is good. And let's pause the game for a moment and zoom out. And as you can see, we took out a couple of colonies over here. And this was our main target. Now you can see these capitals shifting every time we conquer one. It's basically just redirecting the capital to the second largest planet in the empire, or the second richest one, depending on what they use as the priority. Doesn't really matter, to be honest, but we kind of whittle these empires down to something that's not going to really be a problem to us ever. I mean, if an empire like that ever declares war upon us, we just turn around, stomp back, and then we're done with them. To be honest, at some point we might just want to go and conquer them anyway, but right now, like I said, I'm kind of running out of troops. We do have a lot of troops, but we kind of got to the point where we really need to reorganize our military once again. And as you can see, we have made a huge snowball effect in this episode, where we have now pretty much conquered 2 additional empires. Now, to be honest, most of the other empires in this galaxy are not going to be of any threat. There's basically this empire down here that is going to be a nice challenge maybe, but this is our main contender. And quite frankly, I'm kind of inclined to rebuild, take care of a couple of things internally, and then maybe we'll just take the war to them. Because if we can take them out, there's really nothing standing between us and total domination of the galaxy. And as you can see, in terms of score, we have made a huge jump. Now that has everything to do with the fact that we now have more colonies, which is one of the things that we get scored on. We also have a huge amount of the population of the galaxy, so 1/3 of the total population of the galaxy is already ours, and 1/3 of the colonies as well. So that's about no, makes sense, I suppose. We also have about 1/3 of the economy, so all of that is adding up quite well. But what we really are scoring on right now is the fact that we have the most tourist income. We also have destroyed more ships and bases than what we actually lost. We apparently destroyed 304 enemy ships and lost 294. That's actually interesting, because it feels like we should have destroyed a lot more than we actually lost. So, interesting thing, that. And all in all, we're doing pretty well in just progressing in every single aspect of the game, including science. So right now, if we zoom out, we can check that out. We now have discovered the super drive. We also have discovered the death race, and we have, I think we should have discovered, yeah, the super armor. So basically we have the end game stuff now for our ships. I actually noticed that we didn't really finish exploring all the different types of ships, so that's what I have queued up now. It seems like that's a lot of stuff to do, but it's only a few hundred days for each, or less, so that's not going to take a large amount of time at all. And in the meanwhile, of course, while we're building those ships, we are going to make sure we focus a bit more on colonies and things like that. So that is what I'm going to do in the next episode, basically reorganizing our empire a little bit. But for now, I think we've made huge progress. So if you're still here, you are a very awesome person, and if you want to be truly legendary, of course, make sure that you like and subscribe, and I hope I catch you in the next one.